All right, listen. Hey, no, listen. You know what pisses me off the most? It's people that don't acknowledge um, stuff, right? If you get into the room and you fart, and then there is like, let's say, 10 people in the room, and nobody says nothing. And you know, in your heart of hearts, that they know, and they know, but it's like, it's there, and it smells, and they know you did it, obviously, because maybe, let's say you were, just hypothetically speaking, standing in the corner, and it was very obvious that you were the one who farted. Like, it's so obvious that if you could paint it, and the paint was, like the puff of smoke was coming out of your ass, and everybody's looking at it, and then kind of waving their hand through the smoke, so just you can maintain eye contact. They just look at you straight in the eye, and just be like, "Yep, nothing smells here. Everything is fine." They wouldn't even say that. Like, they would even, like, just like go about, like, they wouldn't even like look at you, maintain eye contact, right? It's really weird. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, when everybody knows there's this like thing that everybody should be talking about, but nobody, and it's not just like about, like, when you do, like, let's say you fart, right? It's these people too. Like let's say you make a movie, you win an Oscar, best director, whatever, best actor, best singer, whatever. You win the Oscar, you walk into a room, and there's 10 people in it, and everybody's like, so, so, how you doing? But nobody's talking about the fact that you just won an Oscar. Like, be it good or bad, like, there is like a certain like type of people, like, that just don't want to acknowledge anything like that happens in life with other people. Like, they're like, I don't know what kind of person that is.
Well, uh, that could be like a person that's just self-absorbed. I agree totally that I've seen people like that, and I think they're just self-absorbed, like self-focused, or like they think they're the or they're just like meaning well, like maybe they just don't want to.
No, but like, what happens when it's something good, right? Like, if you are throwing rocks at the lake, into the lake, right? Like, skipping rocks. And let's say there is 10 people and everybody skips rocks, and, it's fun. You skip a rock, everybody skips 3 times. Average, let's say 3 times. 3 skips. But then you get it, like, you get like one of the, like, 5 times. And everybody's like, just skipping rocks. Gonna try to do better than what you just did. Or they don't even like see it, right? They don't even acknowledge it, or you don't even know, like, if they saw it, because no, then they're just like, don't want to give you satisfaction of acknowledging, like, the elephant in the room.
Oh, I know what you mean. Like what kind of person can walk into a room and see an elephant and be like, "Yep." Like, I wouldn't do that to my friends. Like, if we're like, I wouldn't do that to you. Like, I consider you to be my friend. I mean, like, we've grown up together. We went to school together, and
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like, I'm not talking. This is not about you. This is like a general concept. Like, it's really bothering you that.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you think we can get married now? Do you think we could let the priest finish the service and get married and go home?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Gosh, um, okay. I love you because you are the like always there for me. Like, you've been there since the beginning of time, and um, to have had like a pleasure to be around you for such a long time, and also like realize that you were my soulmate as we were growing up, and experimenting and having fun and doing all kinds of wild crazy things. Like, you remember that one time we got in the back of the school bus, like when the driver closed off the doors and left for the day, and what we did in there.
Yeah, yeah. That was a wild ride. And then we had to break the window because the emergency release on the window wouldn't like actually open the window. So we actually had to like break it and to get out. Like and the next day the driver was so pissed off. Like you could tell there was something on his mind like that was really weighing down on him, and then he wasn't not really happy. And then Karen got to sit on the on the seat in the back, and that was a big fucking mess. That was a huge fucking mess, and we all laughed our heads off, and that was ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, sorry. Back to the, yeah, wow. Like, yeah. So um, like we're standing here at the altar, and as I look into your eyes, it really brings in me this like sense of completeness. Like, I know that every thought that I have is a thought, like an idea that you share with me, and maybe not in the same fashion, but in a very similar way, to a point where it like actually completes me, and it makes me excited every day. That I mean, like, example, yeah, like this fucking elephant in the room, right? Like, there are people that just like can't acknowledge other human beings. Like it bothers me because it seems almost like maybe they think that they're better than you, or they're like, I mean, what's the alternative? They're really really shy. Like, I get it. Like, if you succeed at something, right? Like, you skip that fucking rock across and you get it 10 times, and everybody else is like, they saw it. They were looking at you when you were throwing, when you had a turn, skipping the rock. And the only thing that they do, they just like bend over, pick up the rock, and throw their rock. And you, as a, like, obviously like a good human being like me, right? I was like, somebody skips a rock 5 times. I'm like, good for you, buddy. Like, it's really, yeah, like, you can do it. You can make it. You can get there. This is like, I am trying to encourage people, like, even when they're like ignoring me. Like, I swear to God. Like, and what's up with that? Like, even like I'm trying to be friendly, to be like, hey, we like, maybe if like we hold hands, we can look at the elephant in the eye and be, yeah, see, he's there. There is the elephant. Like, let's poke the elephant together. Like, acknowledge it with me, please. Please, that there is an elephant in the room. It's so hard. And it's like, I don't know what else.
Totally, totally get it. It's like as if they have like like they come from a different planet. These people, like they just don't either don't have the like it's the elephant is like transparent to them. Like you're skipping the rock. Mm. He's like, I don't even care that you are skipping rocks. They're just like staring at you. And then they go behind the bush and then skip their own rock. But you know, like those same people, they expect you to, when they skip it like 10 times, right? Like they get the, like somewhat of a success, or they get down, right? Like sometimes, you know, maybe they step into the water a little bit, the wave hits them, they're wet, right? They want help. They need help. They need friends. They need somebody to kind of acknowledge their pain, right? Be it like, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter like what kind of elephant we're talking about, the painful one or the happy one, right? But it's still the same elephant. And they just don't fucking give a shit, right? And it bothers me too. Like I don't know, like I just want to, like I want to stand up in the room full of these people, and I just want to say, guys, there is an elephant, and we should acknowledge him all together, and I'll be the first to say that there is an elephant. But you can't do that, because if it's your elephant in the room, like if you brought your own elephant and you put him in the room, you can't be like, hey, look at my elephant, because that's just, it's ridiculous. It's just gonna make you look like an ass, really, and that's not what.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Like that's the problem, right? Like you want sympathy or you want acknowledgement from people, and you want to help them also deal with shit, right? And to create this relationship with people, like you have that like 10 of these people in the room, but you can't. Like maybe you could, like if you go like one-on-one with a person, like and like, yeah, like you said, like hold hands and be like, let's do it. But it's, if it's your elephant, yeah, you don't want to be like, hey, my success, or hey, look at me, I'm so sad, my failure, somebody help me. You don't want to do that. Like no, like people really don't want to do that, because it actually would make you feel pretty bad. Like it doesn't even matter if it's a success. It's like what happens to those guys that won the Oscars, right? Like either they get like praised by a lot of people like for their success, or they get ignored completely by a whole bunch of other people that are like, well, I don't give a shit. Hold on a sec. Like, you know what an amazing thing this is, and you're gonna say like, oh, I don't give a shit, like, it's not like my cup of tea. Like, does it even matter that it's not your cup of tea?
Yeah. No, it's like, I know like you hate skipping rocks, right? Like maybe jumping rope is your thing, but if I throw a rock and it skips 10 times, you gotta take your hat off and you gotta be like, man, like I freaking hate skipping rocks. But what you just did, I acknowledge it, because it's a great thing, right? And
Do you think it's like, oh, hold on, let's go back. I'm sorry. So from the, I mean, the priest is getting really pissed off and impatient here, and I think the guests are really starting to get wild. The room is getting a little bit noisier than what it was 15 minutes ago. So, do you want to say, like, I mean, I've said what I said. Like, do you want to say your wows now and get the show on the road?
yeah. Let's absolutely. I prepared this, and I wanted to read it to you. It's more of a poem, So, okay, it's kind of I spent like a lot of time thinking about this, and this is like what I came up with. When I think about you, um, I want to sue everybody who knew what we did on the back of that bus. If I could go back, I would say to you, we might choose a different location for exploration. If you will have me, I will satisfy thee with the best experiences in all different places.
That is beautiful. Oh my god. Like you've really went back to that. That's the highlight of like I think that's really when we hit it off. And I mean, I really you just made me like look at the hairs on my arms. They're like standing. Like they're just like upright there. Like and it really like I could not expect more from a partner than what I've experienced here today with you. And um,
I've like, I want you to know that I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me, for my, well-being, and what you bring to the table. It's it's really amazing, and it's like that piece that has been missing all my life, and I'm honestly very proud today to tie the knot. Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. Like I don't think this would have happened otherwise. Like with anybody else in my life that I've ever met, I've never met anybody like you. This is like the best day of my life, and I'm happy to share it with you. I don't know how but like rest of these people here feel. Like if anybody here is gonna actually stand up and say, you know what, you fucking guys, congratulations, we're happy for you, or if they're gonna do it out of duty because we're here and they just like, we invited them and so obviously they're gonna come and maybe say it. If anybody's gonna walk off from, the dinner later, and if they're gonna be like, yeah, this was a freaking experience, I'm glad for these two people, or if they're gonna be like, yeah, the steak was shit or good or whatever, right? I don't know if they're gonna acknowledge the elephant in the room, right? Like it's like we are the elephant. We are the elephant in this room, and I don't know if this is like gonna be a thing that any like half of these people, right, are gonna acknowledge, even like the closest friends that we have, right? um it's just people don't do that anymore, or don't do it at like, or I was gonna say like don't do that a lot, but like they just like some people do it and they do a lot, and then some people just don't, and then some people are somewhere in between. And I think those are the normal people, like the ones that are, you know what, I like that, but I don't like this. I hate that, but I don't hate this, right? So we know they don't hate or they don't particularly love something. Usually they're not very opinionated. They're just kind of more neutral, right? So if you're very neutral, then you don't need to actually voice your opinion, But if you really like something, or you're happy for somebody, you should, or you're sad for somebody, right? Going through, let's say, a terrible time, you should like voice that so that people know that, at least to say, you know what, I'm sad for you or I'm happy for you. That works, right? But if you're just like an idiot, like I could probably go and say um, the whole second row there, like, and a little bit behind there, like all these guys, they don't give a shit. Like they just don't care that they're here at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, I think if we like spent a little bit more time, I think we could have like eliminated half the people at this wedding. Like we could have easily have gone down from 100 to like 20.
But the problem with that is, there is, then we bring another elephant to the room, which is like, how do we feel about that, right? Like, and how do those people that are not here with us today feel about us not asking them to come over and celebrate this day, right? So certain things you just got to do out of respect for people. Like you got to like cater to them.
Oh, I don't think we should cater to anybody.
Well, that's your totally opinion, and like that's maybe one of the things that we kind of disagree. I think like, well, not to a huge extent, because I do agree you shouldn't have to like cater to everybody all the time. But I think if you're looking to hit a certain spot with certain people, then you do need to kind of cater to them. It's like marketing 101, right?
Yeah, okay. Like I get like what you mean by that. Like so you're saying if this is the kind of thing that you're looking for, like you wanting people to come into your room, acknowledge the elephant, then you gotta put up a sign in front of the room and be like, there's a fucking elephant on display. Everybody, come in here. You want to see an elephant? Come in here. This is what you're here for. So that you are catering to that specific group of people that are there to see elephants, right? And that enjoy seeing elephants, that have a reaction to seeing elephants, like whatever that reaction is, right? Like a fart. Like, well, I mean, I don't know if many people love the smell of the fart, but like they will have a reaction to it, obviously. Like, but I get that they might not actually show it either, right? So they're trying to be polite if they're not trying to show it. Like they're just kind of inhaling the shit smell and trying to play it cool, right?
Yeah, that's a whole nother level. I think. Do you want to pick that up after reception? Should we say our I-do's?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I do.
And I do.
Sorry. What do you guys do? Why are you sitting here at the playground? Why are you hogging? Why are you guys hogging these swings? Like, can't I bring my child here to play without like having these teenagers sitting on the swings for over 25 minutes? And you see I have a small child here with me, and I would love for him to experience the swing today because we came to the park specifically for the swings. I don't know what you guys do. You seem very deep in conversation, but I'm going to need you guys to get off the swings so my kids can play.